Welcome to Part 2 of Selection from Sacred Text of Ancient Hinduism, Upanishads, on Words of Wisdom. Hinduism is believed to be one of the oldest living religions in the world, with origins tracing back to the ancient Vedic civilization in India. The earliest Hindu spiritual text, the Rig Veda, was compiled in approximately 900 BC. Other sacred Hindu scriptures include the Upanishads, the Bhagavad Gita, and the Ramayana, among others. Of all the Vedic literature, the Upanishads are known for their in-depth exploration of concepts that are at the spiritual core of Hinduism. The teachings in the Upanishads are generally presented as dialogue between teacher and disciple. Many of these conversations elaborate on the spiritual seeker's path to the highest inner truth. Included in the discussions are concepts like Atman, generally defined as the higher self or the soul, and Brahman, the Supreme Lord who represents absolute truth. The oneness of soul and God is also key to Vedic teachings and leads to further discussions about the unity of all life and the unchanging nature of truth. Today, we will continue to share with you excerpts from the Kena Upanishad. This Upanishad focuses on how to know the absolute truth of Brahman. Such knowledge transcends the mind. The Kena Upanishad concludes that it is possible to connect with this absolute truth through the union of the soul with God. Kena Upanishad, Part 2. If thou think, I know it well, then it is certain that thou know but little of the Brahman, absolute truth, or in what form he resides in the devas, minor aspects of deity. Therefore, I think that what thou think to be known is still to be sought after. The disciple said, I do not think I know it well, nor do I think that I do not know it. He among us who knows it truly knows what is meant by I know, and also what is meant by I know it not. He who thinks he knows it not, knows it. He who thinks he knows it not. The true knowers think they can never know it because of its infinitude, while the ignorant think they know it. It, Brahman, is known when it is known in every state of consciousness. Through such knowledge, one attains immortality. By attaining this self, man gains strength, and by self-knowledge, immortality is attained. If one knows it here, that is truth. If one knows it not here, then great is his loss. The wise, seeing the same self in all beings, being liberated from this world, become immortal. Part 3. The Brahman once won a victory for the Devas, celestial beings. Through that victory of the Brahman, the Devas became elated. They thought, this victory is ours. This glory is ours. The Brahmin perceived this and appeared before them. They did not know what mysterious form it was. They said to fire, O Jatveda, all-knowing, find out what mysterious spirit this is. He said, yes. He ran towards it, and he, Brahmin, said to him, Who art thou? I am Agni. I am Jatveda, he, the fire god, replied. Brahman asked, What power resides in thee? Agni replied, I can burn up all whatsoever exists on earth. Brahman placed a straw before him and said, "Burn this." He, Agni, rushed towards it with all speed, but was not able to burn it. So he returned from there and said to the Devas, "I was not able to find out what this great mystery is." Then they said to Vayu, the air god, "Vayu, find out what this mystery is." He said, "Yes." He ran towards it, and he, Brahman, said to him, "Who art thou?" "I am Vayu. I am Matrishva, traveler of heaven," he, Vayu, said. Then the Brahmin said, "What power is in thee?" Vayu replied, "I can blow away all whatsoever exists on earth." Brahman placed a straw before him and said, "Blow this away." He, Vayu, rushed towards it with all speed, but was not able to blow it away. So he returned from there and said to the Devas, "I was not able to find out what this great mystery is." Then they said to Indra, "O Magavan, worshipful one, find out what this mystery is." He said, "Yes," and ran towards it, but it disappeared before him. Then he saw in that very space a woman beautifully adorned, Uma of golden hue, daughter of Himavat, Himalaya. He asked, "What is this great mystery?" Part 4. She, Uma, said, "It is Brahman. It is through the victory of Brahman that ye are victorious." Then from her words, he, Indra, knew that it, that mysterious form, was Brahman. Therefore, these Devas, Agni, Vayu, and Indra, excel other Devas, because they came nearer to Brahman. It was they who first knew this spirit as Brahman. Therefore, Indra excels all other Devas, because he came nearest to Brahman, and because he first, before all others, knew this spirit as Brahman. Thus, the teaching of Brahman is here illustrated in regard to the Devas. He dashed like lightning, and appeared and disappeared just as the eye winks. Next, the teaching is regarding Adhyotman, the embodied soul. The mind seems to approach him, Brahman. By this mind, the seeker again and again remembers and thinks about Brahman. That Brahman is called Tadvanam, object of adoration. He is to be worshipped by the name Tadvanam. He who knows Brahman thus is loved by all beings. The disciple asked, "O Master, teach me the Upanishad." The teacher replied, "The Upanishad has been taught thee. We have certainly taught thee the Upanishad about Brahman." The Upanishad is based on tapas, or practice of the control of body, mind, and senses. Dhamma, subjugation of the senses. Karma, right performance of prescribed actions. The Vedas are its limbs. Truth is its support. He who knows this wisdom of the Upanishad, having been cleansed of all sin, becomes established in the blissful, eternal, and highest abode of Brahman, the Supreme Lord, in the highest abode of Brahman. Om. Peace. Peace. Peace.